I didn't turn the royalty-free music on this time, so we just got to sing it. Do 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 do. You know, this is still a much higher quality content than the shit the ADGQ commentators say. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. I mean, we heard the shit they've been saying for a little bit this week, and you know, it's kind of the worst it's ever been.
I watched a Mass Effect stream.
Yeah,
and it was the worst it's ever been.
I watched an F-Zero stream on day one.
Yeah, and how was the donation announcer?
You know, he
I don't know, some flatulent Spaniard.
I heard him talk about a couple things. He didn't really talk a lot. He was really overshadowed by the assholes on the couch, but
kind of a hype. Was he really overshadowed?
Oh yeah, totally. The people on the couch would not shut up and would not tell him when he could say donation. So even when there was like a lull, it'd be like whoever the announcer was wouldn't say anything because he didn't know how much time he had.
Yeah. Well, they don't kick it to him. Like, what does he do, right?
Well, exactly, right? Like, the people on the couch are like, okay, hey, by the way, now is probably a good time to read some donations.
Yeah. But usually they should be.
Yeah, these ones were like, no sirring that shit. They would say something and there'd be a solid 30 to 45 second of silence where it's like announcers like, well, should I jump in? Should I not jump in? Should I jump in? Should I not jump in?
He could have stolen the show. He should just busted in there.
He should have, yeah.
Like, it is my turn to talk. That's too bad. I wonder if he's back later. Or is he just doing the one day? Do you know?
They actually listed it all this year on the schedule.
Oh, really?
So they have the runners and the announcers. But
I wonder if he's back. I should look into that.
I don't think he is. I think he's just doing the one thing.
No?
No.
I wonder if my client should have got a donation in when his advocate was the announcer.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Would have been red for sure.
So perfect.
Would have been right there.
Fuck.
You could have texted him and been like, yo, I just shot a donation. You should plug it.
From my client. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I wonder if my client will show up on February the 3rd.
He won't.
No?
He's got better things to do than lose another title.
I don't know if he's got better things to do, but yeah, maybe he doesn't want to show his face again.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to if I was him. Holy fuck.
I hope the mics are on this time.
Let's take off my sweater to show my colors.
Boo!
To all the peeps.
Boo! Titans suck.
My football team is better than your football team.
That's not true. My football, what's the best team in the league? That's my team.
That's my team.
Oh shit, we're actually cheering for the same team.
Well, yeah, we're not the best in the league.
No?
No.
Oh, my team is the best in the league.
Oh shit.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Statistically the best. Most likely to win the cup, that's the team I cheer for.
The bowl?
The bowl, yeah. Sorry, you're right. The bowl. The cup, you know.
Bowls are like
that's
just different shaped cups.
Yeah, they are. In a lot of ways, they're like shallower cups. Either we're getting robbed.
Oh! Kind of sounded like there was like a like low trickling of water like coming down the stairs very slowly, like a torrent of water.
In a lot of ways, there was.
Yeah.
Hi, Warren.
Warren.
How does the day find you?
Not great.
Man's hungover.
Very.
Oh.
You got a good bright look on your face for a man who's hungover.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was working on it before I came in. I had to really
little touch up on the cheeks there,
get
a little
into
under the eyes.
Sober character.
Yeah.
You are holding it together very well for a man that's very hungover. Thank you. God bless you. Professional.
Yeah.
Goddamn professional.
That's right.
Not the first show you do hungover. Goddamn if it'll be the last.
No, sir.
Woo! Pardon me.
I slept on a bed last night that, even for a very skinny person, probably would have been the worst bed in the world.
Yeah. Not your bed?
Nope.
Where'd you sleep last night?
I slept at a buddy's house.
Oh, yeah.
Was it a
tiny
was
little
it a
cot?
twin? One of those little
It
single
was a very
person
little one,
beds,
but it was very hard too. My back's a little stiff this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a stiff back earlier this week. That's actually why I didn't stream on Thursday, because I
back issues.
Wasn't able to sit in the chair for a couple more hours.
Old man Bayer with his
I
scoliosis.
was gonna tweet it out and be like, "Yo, hey, old man Kev here is too much of an old man to do the stream today," but
old scoliosis dangles.
Decided to keep it on the DL a little, at least until right now, where I tell everybody on the pre-show.
Yeah, now it's on the UL.
Yeah. The underlive.
Yeah.
Underlow.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, 3-drink breakfast.
Should have got 4. You could save 50 cents like I did.
You didn't even. They probably didn't even give you doubles. They're like,
Buy
this
4
guy.
drinks, save 50 cents.
This guy doesn't look like he needs doubles.
The
in
first
his life
one,
right now.
the first one was just ice. So I mean,
Just ice.
just ice. Yeah, it was the most watered down Caesar I've ever had in my life. And then it was a bad
Like
breakfast.
Smirnoff Ice.
It was a
Yeah.
bad breakfast for me
It was a
too.
bad
Those
breakfast.
eggs were fucking like you could tell that they were eggs that you pour out of the fucking carton of fucking liquid eggs that aren't real eggs.
Where'd you go? Let's name some names here.
Dugan's Boundary, just
a bar.
block and
Not
a half
great, eh?
over from here.
Usually pretty
they're
good.
really good. Yeah.
Just a rare miss.
Yeah,
today.
Yeah.
That's a
I've
shame.
been there probably 100 times, and
Yeah.
usually pretty good. 95 times pretty good.
I'd like to say I've been there probably closer to 500 times.
Yeah, probably more. in all
I don't know.
honesty.
I don't know. Maybe 500 is a lot.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. There were times where I've been to that bar 3 times on the same day.
Here, have some show notes, young man.
Thank you.
Not a hell of a lot happened this week. You guys want to do a podcast?
No.
Nah,
All right, well,
I'm
we're
good. Let's
gonna
just
go
wrap
home
it up.
and-
Yeah.
Have an old nap.
I didn't turn the mics on last week.
Oh, really?
Well, I turned them on. I recorded as usual, but the
Yes.
recording fucked up. And then when I went to get the Twitch archive of like our ultimate
Mics weren't.
failsafe, yeah, it was the webcam mic. So it was
Nobody in chat said anything? There was
no, apparently, and there were like people there last week.
not-
They were talking with us. Like,
That's not your fault then. That's their fault.
I mean, it is my fault, but also, yeah, why didn't someone say something?
Did
For
it
love
do
of
the usual
fucking goodness?
not saving thing? Is that what fucked up?
I don't know what fucked up. A lot of things fucked up last week.
Good.
Because I thought it saved, and then I don't know.
And
It's
it didn't.
hard to know where it went wrong. Comedy bears. But this week we're good. I hope.
Allegedly.
I hope. We'll find out later tonight.
Fingers crossed.
We haven't even started yet. How do we know if we're good?
Yeah, you're right. Let's start, Kevin. I'm gonna turn mic 2 all the way down because it's not even here. Do you need a minute to finish your Star Wars?
No, just gotta press auto.
Nice. Where's your phone? Where's your second Star Wars device?
There was never a second Star Wars.
allegedly.
device.
Where's your Marvel device? You could be grinding these both out right now. What are you
No,
doing?
no Marvel. I don't gotta play as much as this one.
Yeah,
'Cause-
not as hardcore. Or?
No, it's just because it's still in beta. There's not much to do.
I see. Are you afraid of the wipe?
No, I'm not afraid of the wipe.
No. All right.
A buddy of mine, I shot him a text a couple days ago. I guess probably like a week ago, and I was shit talking him because my collection power was higher than his collection power, and he got pretty offended at that. So he texted me back a couple days later, and he's like, "Hey, my collection power is bigger than yours now." It's like every character you have has a score on them, and you add it up, you get your total score.
Yep.
So I'm like, "Oh yeah, well how did you beat me?" He's like, "Oh, I just put a couple $100 into the game." I'm like, "You fucking idiot."
He's ahead of you. Whatever, man.
That's right. But I'm
Pay to
like,
win.
I passed him again. So
Yeah. Well,
so sucks.
Without paying?
without
you.
All right.
without paying as much. I bought the $14 starter bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge.
Nope.
Hey
Not-
man, I've
not here to
put
judge.
like $100 into the game already. So
yeah, sure.
14
However,
bucks.
whatever
yeah.
makes you feel good about yourself.
I feel
do
good
that,
about
son.
myself all the time.
That's all that matters is that
right.
you're happy. Kevin, I'm happy.
That's good.
Warren, are you happy?
Yep.
Well, since we're all happy, let's do a show. It's episode 209 of the Talking Reckless podcast on January the 15th, 2018. My name's Matt Eads. Warren Barris here in the studio for the first time this year. I think
Yep.
it's technically correct.
That's true.
yes.
I mean, this is only like the second show of the year, right?
Yep. I mean, the first real show.
First
we'll call
one
that.
with the sound working.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Allegedly.
Let's not sell the farm
right,
before we
We'll
get to
wait.
market.
We'll
Okay.
wait until we catch it on the live broadcast.
Yeah, I'm just gonna apologize to everyone for last week. I recorded a thing at home before I put it out, being like, "Hey, sorry guys, this one's fucked." But yeah, last one was fucked. This one's hopefully better. It was too much raw talent here in the studio last week, so we cut it down to 3. Take 25% out. Maybe the mics can handle it. We'll see how this goes. Kevin Byers here as well.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us, as always.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely, you're the staple so far of 2018. We've had you every single show.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
Yep.
I mean, living at the studio kind of helps, but
Yeah. I mean, you're usually here. Sometimes you're not here. Sometimes we come here and you're not here at all.
well, that's true.
Yeah, we can get up to all sorts of shit in this house.
God, I can imagine the things that get done
Yeah, oh yeah.
in some of the
you
places
can.
here.
They're gross.
Fucking guys.
February the 3rd is our New Year's show when I will defend my Undisputed Championship. New Year's Revolution, I think, is what we're stuck with now.
I'm actually pretty sure it's where you're going to lose the title.
What do you? No way.
But
How are we doing that again? Mario Party? Or is that not announced yet?
It is now, son.
It's announced
Mario
now.
Party. All right, let's blow the lid off it. Here's the plan.
Sorry. As soon as I said it, I'm like, wait, maybe that's not announced yet.
We're going to play Mario Party. We're going to play Mario Party, absolutely. We're going to have between 7 and 10 people. So we're going to do, I think, 2 games of Mario Party and then a decided game of Mario Party. And, of course, it won't be as simple as that, obviously. There will be some...
Do we know
there'll
which
be more to it.
Mario Party we're playing?
That
narrowed that down?
could be up for debate. Like,
Okay.
we could... Really, this formula will work with any of, like, the first... Four, I think.
I think it's mostly
Probably
the which version of the game can we get our hands on?
Probably 2.
kind of thing.
2, I
Is
think,
what
is the
I'm thinking.
overall favorite, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't that the best one regarded?
I mean, they're all
as such?
bad.
Well, yes.
They are all bad, yes.
So
But yeah, I think
I
probably
played 2 the
2.
most.
Yeah, so have I. So
great.
Don't worry. Well,
There's,
don't worry.
There's other elements.
Yes,
I'm worried.
As I said, there will be other elements. I'm just going to say the undisputed champion has to be skilled as well as lucky. So, we'll put all facets of what you need to be an
It's also
undisputed
going to
champion.
be strip Mario Party. So
Shit, my clothes are already off.
Boom. I'm just wearing the belt, boys.
it's okay. I'll be taking that off you anyway. So.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Real slow like... what? February the 3rd. Please join us. Our official drink of the evening is Fireball Whiskey. The evening brought to you by
Great.
Fireball
Was that
Whiskey.
actually... Did we decide?
Yep.
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
that...
no,
I think we did. I do
yeah.
remember that.
Jesus.
Here's a story for you. Apparently, in Fireball, there is mint is one of the ingredients. And myself and Brando had some people over just after Christmas, and one of our buddy's girlfriends is apparently very allergic to mint.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
And
good.
did not know that mint was in Fireball, and had, I think, only 2 shots of it. Ended up getting extremely drunk because of that's just how you react to it. And then the next day, thought she was going to die.
Oh,
She
fantastic.
ended up passing out like 6 times, and they were going to take her to the hospital until they realized what it was, and then...
Yeah, she's only allergic to what she ingested. We don't have to take her to the
No
hospital.
biggie.
No big deal.
Oh, just get some fluids in you. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
she's just drunk.
Yeah.
She's probably just drunk.
Also, at that same party, it became a no pants party,
Yes.
which was completely orchestrated by Brando.
As
because-
usually,
Yeah, he does that.
Usually is.
He had, for some reason, which I'm not totally sure on all the details, he had a woman's thong that he wore. So,
Interesting.
yeah, he was rocking that, arching his back, walking around, strutting, twerking a little bit.
Fantastic.
So that's kind of where the bar has been set for
to be
me.
a fly.
Just the
one of
internal
his-
picture.
One of his eggs was hanging out because there's not a lot of room in these things,
No,
right?
they're not built to.
Nope.
Not a lot of fabric up front.
But I'm thinking he might repeat that at the.
Let's not.
I'm not going to encourage him. I'm just
okay.
thinking, hey, let's see if that's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do.
Listen, we've never had balls on this stream, so
Yeah, I mean,
set the bar higher every year, right? Each show has to be better than your last.
Twitch has already said that, hey, if it's accidental ball showing,
Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing it on
it
purpose.
wasn't the intention to show the balls, they just came out.
Whoops.
February the 3rd, tune in for them balls. It's going to be a blast. Kevin, how you been this last free? You know what? Let's we're always trying new things here on the Talking Reckless podcast. We all played Life is Strange Before the Storm. You finished it, right, Warren?
I did.
And you also finished it, Kev?
I did.
So we're gonna have as people have been finishing. Originally, we were gonna do a spoiler cast. As we've all kind of played through the game, I personally have thought we don't need to do a spoiler cast for this. And like as Colin finished, he's like, "Yeah, no, we don't need to." And I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts because I don't think we need. I think we can just talk a little spoiler-free talk about it right now, and that's probably fine. There's nothing really to spoil per se.
Yeah, and I mean, we say spoiler free, but I mean, that's a lie. There's going to
If
be
you haven't
spoilers.
played the game and you're thinking about playing the game,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe don't listen to
Maybe
this
don't
part.
listen to this
Play
part.
the game, yeah. Skip ahead 20 minutes, and,
Yep.
and we'll have a little wrap here about it.
But I mean, for me, it didn't catch any of the same high notes that the original did.
Yeah. So you were kind of like you were sort of negative on the whole.
I
experience?
wasn't negative on the experience. I mean, I still thought it was a decent story. I found myself making a lot of decisions based on the information that I knew from the first game.
Okay,
And I think
I
that
see.
kind of limited the way I played it. Like, there was a moment right at the very end, and huge spoiler for anybody who's still listening and doesn't want to hear this, but at the very end, you have a choice between telling Rachel Amber whether or not there's like a huge lie.
Yeah, okay.
That's been
you know some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
She
you
doesn't quite
you know
know.
some crazy shit,
And it's like the penultimate choice of the trilogy.
Do you destroy her innocence and turn her against everyone who she loves, or do you keep that secret and let it weigh on you, as you know, as the player knows that, you know, she's dead in 6 months anyway. So had I played the game in a different order, I think I would have told her the truth.
You didn't though.
I did not tell her the truth. No, I held the
Did you?
secret.
I did. Yes. Did you?
Nope.
So my like huge gripe with that game is that if you tell her the truth, which it should be this world-shattering like.
The one thing that I wanted to know is, does the fire start again if you tell her the truth?
No.
I thought that was gonna happen.
I think I should watch the cutscene what you get for the other dialogue option. Like I try not to do that shit for the most part, right? But I should watch it because the tell her the truth option is like there's no dialogue and you just see like basically you rat the dad out for like some real shit, and he just like kind of throws his hands up and she throws her hands up, and then you cut to the next scene and they're like, let's run away together, we're at school and we're laughing and like we're young dumb teens, and they did not make good on any of that.
Did it end on the park bench by the lighthouse? Still,
yes, and then it like does I think a little bit of credits it ended with like the flashing photography, and you're like, okay, I know where we are now. But no, they totally like completely gloss over that. There's no dialogue.
That's too bad.
There's just like some loose character animation. You're like, well,
but I mean that's basically the same way that it ends without telling her the truth, because you get those same scenes where they're all happy together, and you know they get the tattoos, and she finishes dyeing her hair, and she finally actually looks like Chloe.
All that shit still happens with the tell her the truth part. It's just the dad throws his hands up, and I assume if you don't rat him out, they hug or something.
If you don't rat him out, there's a scene where they're all sitting having dinner together at Rachel's parents' house
with a new table.
And
she broke the old one. Firecracker.
There's a look on Chloe's face, like she's like kind of looking away from everyone else, like dejected, like I know the truth and it's weighing on me kind of thing. But I mean that was kind of a cool little throw out there for Chloe as a character. But a lot of that game was a whole lot of time where I kind of don't care about what happened.
A little bit, yeah.
I think the game lacked a lot without that rewind time function.
Yeah.
That's the part that I loved about the first one, and without that, it was kind of like, I enjoyed the game. I had a lot of fun doing it, but I still think that the other one was way better than this one was.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the game itself, for sure, was still good, but the story was... It still had a lot of moments where I'm like, damn. Like, there were some almost teary-eyed moments in episode 1 when Chloe was having those dreams about her dad and everything like that.
Yeah, totally.
Not nearly the emotional roller coaster that the first game brought you on. And
there's still like a little bit of the supernatural like is in there a little bit, to the sense where you're like, okay, it's not really clear, like maybe everyone in this town has superpowers. I don't know.
I mean, it was clear to me. It was totally clear to me. I mean, it's obvious Rachel Amber is a fucking succubus.
She's or a banshee or something, because she like yells the fire into existence.
That was a weird
more than once, and it's like a Skyrim shout or something. And I still dig that it's very like that it still it feels a lot like Twin Peaks and that type, or like what was that, Ark of the Covenant? Remember that show they made about the Ark of the Covenant in the Raiders of the Lost Ark? They put the Ark of the Covenant in the huge warehouse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
Indiana
all just boxes.
Jones?
Yeah. No, they made a TV show on Showcase maybe, where it was like, what if we just looked in every one of the crates in the crazy Ark of the Covenant room? It might have just been called The Room.
Weird.
Anyways, it's like loosely, you don't know what's supernatural. Is it supernatural? Is it not? I don't know. Like I was shitty to Step Douche the whole time.
Did you call him Step Douche?
Yeah.
And that I was kind of expecting some sort of a
precedent.
like achievement or something, being like, oh, you called him what you're supposed to call him.
You set history
well done.
in motion.
Yeah.
I actually I tried to I gave him a shot at the beginning.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, when he tried to move in, I was poo-pooing that. I'm like, "Fuck you! You're not moving in. I hate you."
Yeah.
But then when he
picture?
gave me the picture,
How could anyone say no to the
I
picture?
know,
That
right?
story, you're like, fuck's sakes.
it's like, yeah,
All right, give me the goddamn thing.
you've gone through some shit too.
Yeah.
So
And you know how his arc ends, which
yeah,
was the
And
hardest part
that's-
for me. Of like,
That was the hardest part about the entire game is you know how all these are.
And see, for me, I didn't remember a lot of that game because I played it like 2 years ago.
yeah.
So, like, to the point where I didn't remember that Rachel Amber dies.
oh
What?
wow,
Come on, how?
Legit,
really?
I totally didn't until the
Wow.
very end because Brando watched me finish it because I think I picked a different choice at the end than he did or something was different where he sat around and watched it. And then he's like, wait after the credits for that scene. Then I saw it. I'm like, oh, it's that room from what I don't get it. And then he's like, well, she gets killed there. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's right.
She does die in the other game.
Whoops.
Totally forgot about it. So
The main thing that, I mean, I think I've said this more than once, but another thing that made me angry about this game was the way they built up the story with Rachel and her family. It's like Rachel's dad's the DA, but in the original Life is Strange, the only person who cares that Rachel Amber has disappeared is Chloe.
It's true.
There's not a single other person. Like, the school doesn't care. The people at the school don't care. She's the most popular person in school.
Yeah, and there are pictures
And
up all over.
Everybody loves her in Before the Storm.
Right.
But how many
But
years later is that?
It was that summer.
yeah.
It was literally
Oh,
they
really?
did the
Oh,
summer
okay.
and the next year in school is when she disappeared. So it was at most 4 months.
Yeah, that does seem.
Unless, like, the true story is you're supposed to have told the truth, and then her dad is all pissed off and is just...
Yeah, he's like, well,
But
fuck
see,
this.
I don't care anymore.
even that doesn't work for the character development because her dad spent the entire game trying everything he could to protect her.
Right.
And then when she disappears and goes missing, he's just like,
Yeah,
don't care.
that's true.
Well, maybe he figures that she just doesn't. She's like hiding from him. She doesn't want contact with him, so of course he can't find her.
I don't know. It just felt really weird that that's the storyline that they took in this
Yeah.
game.
And I think like no one ever knows that Rachel Amber is dead except for you, the player, right? Chloe and Max are the only
Yes,
ones who know,
'cause they
who like
find
find out, and then the world ends before they can like blow open the conspiracy or whatever.
Well, my world didn't end. I saved
Sure,
the town.
sure.
Me too.
We'll see. There's a bonus episode coming.
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
That's supposed to
soon,
be
yeah.
out later this month,
Like,
I want to
think so.
say.
At
yeah.
the end of the first game, bonus episode.
I'm not sure how it's working, but it's
Or is it kind of
it's
a
a Max
bridge?
and Chloe thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's bringing both of them back
Yeah,
together.
quote, the last time you'll see Max and Chloe together. So
Yeah.
who knows what happens.
I know you want to talk about playing them as they were released versus playing them all at once.
Definitely.
But before we do that, did either of you get her mother to talk to her?
No.
Who, Rachel's mother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
What is that is that like a big key?
Well, for the third one, because you know how you go through the end and there's all those percentages of people who
Yes.
get the certain things. There
Yeah.
were a couple ones that were straight 0%
I had a
globally.
0 on that one too.
And it's like, is it because it's so unrealistic to do all the things? Like one of them was like we were talking earlier today about the D&D game that you can play with.
Whatever their names are.
Yeah,
The nerds.
the nerds.
Yeah.
And apparently in the third episode, when you're in the hospital room visiting the football player and those
Yeah,
people,
you can play it again.
You can play
I
again.
saw that, and I'm like, how? I wanted to do
Yeah,
that.
me too. But apparently, globally, 0% of people were able to unlock the
think mine was
possibility
like that
to
too.
play that second game.
I wonder if you have to miss the first game, maybe.
I don't
Because
know.
Everybody
Yeah,
played the
it's-
first game.
maybe.
But yeah, it was like,
How'd you do in that first game?
I
Aced it, buddy.
Me too.
Out of
I
the
got
park.
killed.
Did you?
Really?
Yeah, my character got killed.
How'd you guys do in the play
The
with
buddies.
the lines?
I aced the play.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
I think I did. I don't know. I don't.
You
Really
know,
how I
if you
did.
fuck up, she's like, "Yo, those aren't your lines."
Oh, okay, well then I guess I aced it then.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I think the first line I screwed up, but then every line after that I got.
Yeah.
Because I was going through and I'm reading the play over and over, and I'm reading my lines and I'm reading the other lines.
Because I knew it was. I knew it was coming. Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, here's the script. Also, you're gonna be on in like 10. I'm like, oh my god, they're
Yeah.
gonna ask me to do this whole
No,
thing.
I just I didn't even look at it at all. I just put it away. And I'm like, I'm not gonna remember any of this anyway. So
Fuck it, you winged it.
yeah, and I fucking nailed it. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I
was,
think the choice of play was also very interesting for the plot of the game. because the whole I don't remember what Rachel's character in The Tempest was, but it's the same thing. It's like
she was the summoner. She was
Yeah.
sorcerer.
But there's the same thing. It's like in the play she summons the storm, in the game she summons the fire, or does she? I don't know.
Or does she also summon the storm from the later game?
Oh,
which is
it's
the
tough
first
to
game.
say.
Maybe
It's
she summons
all-
that one too, right?
It's all wrapped
Her
up,
death
yo.
Her
summoned
dust.
the
Yeah, that's
storm.
entirely possible, right?
Had to die or didn't have
shit.
to die. I don't know. I am really looking forward to whatever they do next with Life is Strange.
Yeah.
It's a
Is
fun-
there supposed to be more other than this other bonus episode you guys are talking about?
Yeah, they're doing a season 2, which will be like a sequel to the first season,
Okay.
which I think is out this year by the original.
I wanna
But
say
that
it
won't
is
have
well.
Max in it then?
It'll have
It might have
Max, but
Max,
it can't
but
have
not-
Chloe.
It might. Yeah, it did.
Well, they'll do like Walking Dead season 3 did, where they do the throwaway. Hey, it doesn't matter who you picked. They die 4 seconds off screen later anyway.
Chloe
so
died of dysentery 5 miles down the road or something.
either that or it'll be like Chloe loses her mind because everything is gone and she runs
That game,
away.
if you
Chloe
saved,
died on the way back to her planet.
yeah, it's true. If you save Chloe, that game should open with Chloe. Assuming that like Chloe has to die is the like canon ending. That game should open with Chloe dying. The game should totally start and be like, oh, look, she's alive. All right, great. I guess it's Max and Chloe forever, and then
Yeah.
boom, break your heart right there. Minute 5,
Semi-truck hits her in the car.
out of nowhere.
Dead.
Happens to the best of us.
That's true.
God damn, happens to the best of us.
You played them as they were released, though, right?
Yeah, so I had about a month or so between episodes.
And you think that's the better way to do it, or
Yeah. I've kind of always thought that. Like I like the kind of the build up between the time to like reflect and you come back to it a little later, because most of them are especially with like Walking Dead and stuff, most of them are set like months after, right? Between each episode it's like, oh, here's X months later or whatever. So I feel like that real life break in real time, like the breaks line up in a way that you're like, okay, it's been some time has passed. How did playing them? Because you guys played them like back to back to back.
Well, I
back,
played
pretty
them.
much.
I played them because this just happened to work out. But in the game, it's every episode is one day.
Oh, I also. Oh yeah, just like the original.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I played them episode 1 one day, episode 2 the next day,
Oh,
episode 3
okay.
the next day.
That's fun.
So it was long.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly a long game.
even like in that one episode where she keeps saying, "I can't believe the Tempest was just yesterday or
Yeah.
it was a couple hours ago." I even found myself being like, "Holy fuck, that was just a couple of hours ago." Like,
Oh shit.
you get so immersed in that stuff. But
Yeah.
That'd be a really cool way to do it, actually.
I find that it's easier for me to stay true to where like the character that I'm playing if I do it back to back to back to back, as opposed to having that break, because
Yeah.
sometimes having that break makes me forget kind of how I was playing it in the last episode,
Totally.
and then I'm not making the similar choices. Like, I can just stay as the character that I have in mind, sort of thing.
Yeah, I went back and as I was playing, I was reading all the journal entries that she was making, because she was I don't know if you guys checked it out, but as you're playing, she's writing letters to Max about everything that's going on, and that was another thing. Like, holy fuck, that game kind of made me think Max is a shithead.
You like I sort of didn't get Chloe until I played this game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not always the victim, Chloe. Like, settle down. But playing it from her perspective, you're like, yeah, everyone is kind of shitty
Yeah,
to Chloe.
exactly,
true.
right?
Like, what the fuck?
true.
It's
man?
like going through that initial text message thing first thing as I played that game, and I'm reading through the text message between her and Max, and it's like, hey Max, what's up? 3 days later,
Yeah, I
hey
remember
Max,
that
what's
too.
up?
Yeah,
2 weeks later, Max,
still waiting.
and just no response.
Max is
just,
such a bitch.
yeah.
What the fuck else? Did you guys save the rich kid when he was getting bullied?
I did, yeah.
The rich kid.
Who ends up-
Nathan?
yeah.
Nathan.
I think I did, yes.
Even with your knowledge of,
even
because I
knowing how
again
that
didn't
would end
remember that.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
remember that he factored into that,
Oh, yeah.
and I did save him. But I wondered if you guys knowing if you would have saved him, because that would probably, like, I'm assuming that was kind of one where it's like, we know that you know the future,
Yeah.
but are you playing this knowing the future? Or are you playing this pretending that you don't know the future?
I knew.
I protected him because my Chloe was kind of a hero, but yeah, it was knowing that Rachel died. I tried my best to shelter her from all the bad shit that was going on.
Let her enjoy her last
Exactly.
few days on this earth.
She even the way they animated her, like she's a fucking succubus, man. Like that's the only thing that I got out of that game.
What are you talking about? She's like a sweet, fun-loving.
She's the kind of person who
she's a bad influence.
She was able to get literally everyone in that game to do exactly what she wanted when she wanted, exactly like a succubus would.
It's true. Yeah, she manipulated pretty much everybody to doing. I mean, minus the part where she dies.
Yeah, exactly. But
it's probably not according to plan.
She did not plan.
There was that moment. I don't know if this happened in your game too, where that I don't remember his name. The guy who wanted to go to the play with you.
Oh yeah,
where
Elliot.
he's like, "When are you gonna realize when you're like in her dad's office? When are you gonna realize that she's just manipulating you?" And I'm like, she kind of is actually.
Yeah,
you're
right
kind of
now,
making some
Elliot.
points.
I'm like,
but I'm too far into this shit now. I'm no turning back.
I'm listening to that and I'm like, Elliot, I realized that 11 hours ago.
I really like it.
I mean,
Really
I
like
thought
it.
it was it was definitely not as top tier as the first one was.
It didn't
but
knock my socks off.
It was still a very good game.
and I'm a sucker for like those choice-based games too.
Yeah.
So
It was like at the end of it, I was just, to sum it up in a word, it was nice. You know, that was nice. Sure.
And
it was a nice little story.
when Brando was, I think it was Brando who was playing it. He played it like the week before I did, and him and Oliver were kind of talking on Slack about it. And Oliver made a comment that I totally related to after playing the game. He's like, playing as Chloe was a lot harder to relate to Chloe than it was playing as Max, because Chloe as a character is so drastically different from me.
yeah.
So it's like Chloe's like just a fucking asshole.
But they did a good job of like I couldn't see it from Chloe's way at all going into that game. By the end of it, I'm like, okay, I sort of understand why she feels the way she does.
Yeah,
Step douche
they
is a
told her
douche.
story very well, but it was a lot harder to relate to her than it was to relate to Max.
Yeah, it was a well-made thing as well. Like that before the storm came out. Like it seemed like it had all the cards stacked against it. It was different actors. It was a prequel to a thing that like nobody really wanted a prequel to at the time, and it just felt like, oh great, they're trying to cash in on their success, and it totally turned out. It's well made, and surprisingly well made. It's very nice.
Last thing, the drug dealer was way nicer in this game than he was. He was a dick in that first game.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, your interactions with Chloe caused you to murder someone.
That's true.
And, I mean, take over his drug empire and be forced to be that guy. So, of course, you're going to turn into an asshole after that. So,
I mean, you knock his beans off he was eating those beans.
And he yells,
that's true.
"Beans!
I was eating those beans."
But the like the single best dialogue option in that game was I don't remember what the dog's name is, but Pompidou, yeah. But when Chloe first meets the dog and she asks Frank, is like, "Oh, what's the dog's name?" Pompidou.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, that's a cool name." And he's like, "Yeah, it's French." And my response was, "Well, what does it mean?"
That's what I said too.
And Frank responds with, "I don't fucking speak French." I busted it. That was like the funniest moment ever.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You should all play it. It
Yeah.
might be on our game of the year list. Who knows?
We'll definitely talk about it, but
who knows?
yeah.
What else you get up to? Anything, Kev?
That was legit it. I mean, we played a little more Space Engineers after the show last week,
Yeah,
but
plugging away on that.
I didn't play any of it this week. Monday I played episode 1, Tuesday I played episode 2, Wednesday I played episode 3,
And here you are.
and
put
now
the
here
hours
we
in.
are, yeah.
Well, what about you, Warren? You get up to
I played and finished Mafia 2 a couple weeks ago.
Mafia 2 or
3?
3?
Sorry.
The new
I
one,
always do
right?
that. 3, yes,
Yeah.
the newest one.
How was it?
It's an okay game.
Yeah.
It I mean, with games like that, you can't help but compare it to Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, of course.
And nothing will, in my opinion, be as good at doing that as Grand Theft Auto is. So it's tough to kind of remove it from that comparison. But it had its cool moments. Like the story was really good.
Yeah. How was the like? Because what year is it? It's like this. The end bomb is alive and well when it's set, and you are playing as a that's a core
Rolling
theme of
Stones
it, right?
are on the radio.
Yeah, a core theme
Johnny
of
Cash,
it is you are a black man in
Nolans.
Is it Nolans? Yeah, and so the racism is very prominent in that. How was it like heavy-handed? Did you find
it was very repetitive?
Yeah,
like it was like, oh, okay, you go to this part of the city and now go talk to this guy, and he's going to make you go get info to try and knock down the boss so that this guy can take over.
Oh, okay.
And now go to this area of the map and do that same process all over again.
We're just kind of
and now go to it's the same thing over and over. So it got super repetitive, but
it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto 3, where you're just running around taking over other gang territory.
Yeah, pretty much. But there's lots of different endings to that game, which I think is pretty cool. Like there's a bunch of different ways that you can make that game seem at the end, which I think is pretty sweet. So
is that controlled by like one choice, or is it
at the end there's several choices. So like you have your group of 3 guys that are like your kingpins essentially. Okay. You're the head boss, and then you've got your 3
Trevor, Michael, and
racketeers, pretty much.
Franklin. Yeah, I'm with you.
And right at the end, you hand out pieces of territory to these 3 people. And if you don't give enough to one of them, he's going to get pissed at you and then leave, and you'll end up having to kill him.
Oh, okay.
But I kept all 3 of mine somehow without even knowing that was an option, that you could lose one. Just by spreading the love out evenly.
Keep the fellas happy.
And then right at the end, when you kill the last guy, the biggest guy that tried to kill or killed your brother, whatever it was, you get the option of... do you want to run it with these 3 people, or do you want to kill these 3 people and start over anew? And then after you do that, then it gives you the option of, do you want to now leave town now that you've set out what you accomplished to do, or do you want to stay in town and become the person that you set out to destroy?
Weird. What do all these choices build to? Like just an ending, cutscene type of thing?
Yeah. Because like the whole theme is that you are playing a flashback essentially. There's this one reporter or one officer who is doing this report to a camera where when you finally beat one of the bosses, it'll go to a cutscene of him explaining what you just did.
Oh, like present day time.
Right. So he's an old man.
I killed whoever.
He's gray hair. And then, so the ending is based on him now saying how this ended when you choose your
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. There's a couple different ways. Like I think that's 9 different ways that game could have ended.
Oh, wow.
Which is a lot. So
yeah.
It was pretty good. Also, no, I didn't kill him. I kept him. And stayed in town and became the person I set out to destroy.
Well, I mean,
you'll
do it better than him, so hopefully the next one.
And I'm a black person, so there's no racism anymore.
That's how that works.
Yep, that's right. Yep. Only white people can be racist. You hit it in one.
Other than that, nothing. I still have Assassin's Creed waiting. I think I might dive into that a little later on today.
Yeah, you need a lot of time. Put a big chunk of time aside for that one.
And I want to try and get that done before we do the Recolution.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I'm thinking of jumping back into Persona 5 again.
Oh yeah, try to finish before
finishing is not an option, but getting further is, because I'm on Assassination 2 of 5, and as far as I know, after you do the 5th one, there's still another third of the game after that. So
good. I heard there's a story reason why they changed Igor's voice, so you should probably play until that reason. That seems like the most important.
I didn't play any of the other ones, so I didn't know Igor's voice was different.
Yeah, it's very different and
terrible.
It's kind of bullshit as to why. So I need to know why. So get that done. That's your assignment. I didn't play shit. I was out of town all week. I played a little bit of Switch, like on the road. That use case of, I'm playing it in the car or whatever. And
cool.
now I'm at the hotel and I'm plugging it in and we're playing Mario Kart, and I'm like, I did the whole thing. I snapped off the controllers and we each used one and like ran that thing through basically through the commercial for it. And like it works really well for that shit, you know. Picked it up, took it like get up in the morning first thing. I'm the first one up. I'll pick it up and take it down to the lobby with me or whatever, and just chill down there. And like, as a portable, it's fucking super cool. And as it plugs in, it's still cool. I just wish there was more games for it. I mean, I guess that comes with time, right? It's a new console, but Dark Souls is getting remastered for it. Big pop. I had to mute the mics, but everybody just flipped out. I saw it coming. I just wanted to make sure that didn't break our equipment.
How does it handle in the minus 31 temperatures that you were dealing with?
Not so great.
Nope.
Yeah, minus 36 with no wind chill the day before yesterday when I got up. The cold just kills the battery's not great, and if it's a little cool, like the battery's.
It's supposed to be nicer this week, though, so you could take it to that basketball court.
Yeah, let's do it. Basketball court and NBA 2K Live.
Yeah.
And then we'll go up to the rooftop and play more NBA 2K Live. And
Sounds like a great time.
yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah.
No, that was it for me. I want to play a lot more Space Engineers this weekend with my free time. Hoping to put a good 20, 30 hours into that. We'll see what happens.
There isn't even 20 or 30 hours left in the weekend.
I mean, we'll get done this podcast. I'll go home. I'll immediately turn it on. And AGDQ is on this. I guess it'll be done by the time this recording is out. But AGDQ happened as well. You into that at all, Warren? Speedruns?
I don't know what that is.
Awesome games done quick.
Okay.
So speedrunners get together and raise money for various. I don't want to say nefarious.
They are officially registered as charities. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay, yes, sure.
All right.
Some of them may be less reputable than others.
Sure.
But anyways, it's like speedrunners, the best in the biz, running their games as fast as they can, and they do it all week long.
I'll occasionally watch a speed run of something. I recently watched a speed run of Toy Story 2.
Nice.
Hell of a game.
Great game.
For the N64?
Like,
that
I played the
right?
PC version when
Okay.
but it was on N64.
You play as Buzz Lightyear?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Kind of going around an open world.
Yeah, in the garage, in the living room, then
Going
you
up
go
the
over
stairs.
in the backyard, climbing that tree. Yeah. It's a fucking great game. Just the music
game
even.
too.
Like nostalgia.
Doesn't something flood? The living room floods or something at one point? One of the rooms in the house floods, I know, and you have to get the water out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great game.
Breath of the Wild is on. We're recording on Saturday, so Breath of the Wild speedrun is on tonight, which I'm really interested in. Because that game, it's all main quest lines, no skips or something.
What is the record for the fastest speed run for that game?
It's like an hour and 15
An
minutes.
hour? Jesus.
But the run they did at SGDQ, which is like every 6 months they kind of do one of these speedrun things. The run they did at SGDQ was just finish the game as fast as possible. 100% go beat Ganon, because in Breath of the Wild, you can literally start the game, go fight Ganon right then and there if you want. This one tonight, or 2 days ago, or whenever, depending on when you're listening to this, is do all the main quest lines and then beat Ganon, so you kind of have to get through more of the game. And I think it's like 4 hours is what they're aiming for. 4 hours, I think.
Main quest line, including like getting the animal laser beam things.
It's probably the four beasts and anything that pops up under that main quest tab, I think. But they can also you can use Amiibo or something.
So to finish that game.
It's very good.
I literally got to the castle and then took a break, and I never went back to it, which is stupid because I put in all that work. So
it's cool to see the ending, but like
try and finish
the castle is kind of the worst part of the game. The dungeons are the worst part of that game. Like
That's
the open,
kind of shitty.
It is a little bit, but the open world is so good, and like the tools to get around it are so fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you can save all the momentum on a rock and then fly the rock across the world.
Oh, it's good.
Like,
you can do some really goofy
cool.
shit. That's why I think the speedrun is gonna be so amazing, because there's gonna be a part where it's like, okay, we're gonna get me and a horse on this block and charge it up, and now we're in space or whatever. Like, there's gonna be some wild shit in that speedrun.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it. You guys do anything else you want to bring up here? Pre-news, anything like that?
As of this moment, my Tennessee Titans have beaten the New England Patriots.
Woo!
And are going to the Super Bowl. So we're number one.
Did you? That's tonight, right? That's
tonight.
Okay, yeah. Or 2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah.
Nice.
Will we have played PUBG yesterday?
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Okay.
we can have played PUBG yesterday. I got some time.
Yeah, what happened with that last week?
We played a little last week.
It was a Twitch thing. It wasn't even on our end.
Twitch fucked up for us.
Yeah.
Twitch servers went down. We were doing good though. I was looking back on the day, and first game we played, we got number 3. Second game we played, we got number 4. Third game we played, we got like 11, and then we played a few more that were like 40 whatever.
On the Xbox, it crashes out like to the dashboard, and then your character stays alive.
Yeah,
and he'll just keep like whatever your last input was. He'll just keep running.
Because Warren was driving one time, and I'm in the passenger seat, and Warren disconnects, so the car starts like The gas is down. He disconnected with like gas down, so gas is still down, and he's like leaning slightly to the left. And the car is just like we're flying past trees and somehow avoiding every single obstacle. And it works. He makes it back, and we just continue.
Which is great when you come back and you're like, all right, everything's good.
That's somehow still alive.
We just drove in a circle for.
I got my first solo chicken dinner this week.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Yeah,
I've never got a solo chicken dinner.
It was great. I was down to me and 2 other guys, and I killed both them bitches.
Oh, what's up?
And man, your adrenaline gets going on that. Like it was like 1 a.m, and I stood up and I'm like, woo, yeah, waking people up.
Neighbors are like, oh, what the fuck's going on? Oh, guy must have got his chicken dinner.
Yeah, got my dinner, boys. It's good. It's a good feeling.
I made it the second one time, and my hands were shaking so bad
I
could not fucking shoot the other guy. Like, I knew where he was and everything, and just could not execute.
It's totally, like, just luck of the draw, too, where if you happen to just see where the other 2 guys are, take him out real quick, shoot him before he realizes where I am, game over.
Oh, isn't it so good? That doesn't it feel so good?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That game is amazing.
No. It's getting better on the Xbox, too.
Yeah. The PC version is like, very, very good now.
Yeah.
So I'm really hopeful that if we can get even anything close to the PC version, like it's gonna be good.
Latest update that I messaged you about came out after we had played, I think, this week.
Yeah.
And so when I got my dinner, that was after that update came out, and I've noticed for sure that the buildings load in a lot quicker now.
Yeah, sweet.
But it's by the time I hit the ground, usually every time they're loaded in, which is great because before it was rough. You'd like land on the roof and you'd just be glitching in the fall, but you're not falling, and be like jumping.
And you can also kind of pick up items, and it was first person only servers finally on the Xbox.
That's
Let's fucking go. That's my bread and butter. That's where I live. The first person zone.
I should try it because I've never
I really hate the idea that like no one really plays like it anymore, but back in the day it was like, let's all everyone sit in a house and we're gonna third person look out the window,
right?
And that's all you do. You just look out the window. They can't possibly see you because of the way the third person camera is working, and just hang out. And first person gets rid of a lot of that. Where
that's true.
If you're looking out, you gotta stick your head out to look out the window, so you could get popped. That's where I live. Anything else, boys, before the break here?
No, sir.
Nothing I can think of.
Fantastic. Let's go for a quick music break. We'll be right back here. Oh, tons of news. You're going to want to buckle your pants for the second half of the show because, whoo, it's popping off. We'll see you here on the other side of this musical break. I'm just going to make sure that the mics are still working.
They're probably not. Yeah, I didn't do a goddamn video game thing this week for the most part. Just out of town. It's fucking working. Making that money.
Sucks. Not even like making any more money.
I mean, they paid you your drive time that you had to fight for.
Half of
They
it.
paid you to play Twitch. Or not Twitch, Switch is the word I was looking for.
Kind of. Not really. I only get paid when I'm at work working. I don't get paid in the hotel.
They pay you dinners at least?
$50 a day LOA.
Oh,
but because we're not there Monday night, we don't get paid Monday. Right? It's a bunch of shit. Or whatever. We only get 4 days LOA. It's a bunch of bullshit. You want to come back here and talk about a little news?
Let's do it.
News.
Warren, how much do you love the Eververse? Do you know what the Eververse is? You've played Destiny 2.
I have. I don't know what that is, though.
That's their real money shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the premium currency thing.
That one chick on the... Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Bungie said they're scaling that stuff back. Actually, they put a whole list of Destiny 2 changes out, and kind of in light of the... do you know what there was an XP scaling like controversy where they were kind of throttling players' XP but not telling them, which is fucked because you use that XP to get stuff from the Eververse. So it seemed like they were pushing their real money transactions ahead of everything else.
Yep.
And in light of all that, and there was like the people who've been mad at Destiny for a long time now. They said they're going to scale back the Eververse transactions. Bungie says, we're shifting the balance of new content in favor of activity rewards over bright engrams. Bright engrams were the things where you got like the dances and the skins and the stuff that cost money. This includes adding ghosts, sparrows, and ships to date only found in bright engrams to achievement reward pools. So you'll be able to get achievements, get the rewards other ways. They're going to provide a gameplay path to earn bright engrams, and they're going to give them more direct purchase options and tweak that system a whole bunch. Kind of in the wake of the Destiny, it's not a scandal, but we'll call it that. In the wake of the Destiny experience scandal, and I'm sure EA destroying loot boxes as we know them with Battlefront 2, they are taking a look at this stuff, as well as like a whole other list of quality of life improvements. Still playing Destiny?
Nope.
By the expansion?
Same thing happened with the first one.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy the first one very much. The second one, I loved it. When we got into it, like I was right into it.
Yeah.
But then you finish it, you take that break, and you say, "Yeah, we'll come back and play that DLC." And then I just find myself, nope, I don't need to go back. I'm good. I played a lot of that game. I don't want to spend more money on it to play more stuff. I'm good.
I'm with you. I heard that new DLC wasn't great either, so that really compounds it.
Kenny Omega wrestled Chris Jericho and came out with some sort of weapon and armor from that DLC.
At
Wrestle Kingdom 12. Yep.
Is that a good pay-per-view?
It depends on what you're into.
Yeah. Would I like
That match was good.
Should I watch that pay-per-view?
I wouldn't watch the whole thing.
No.
Because there's
As
a
someone
lot
who's
of
never
just you
watched
don't
Japanese
know.
wrestling.
I didn't know anybody
Yeah.
in certain matches that you just turn out because you don't give a fuck. But I would watch that match. It was a good match.
Well, boy. Y2J.
It's on Facebook. I'll tag in it and you can get there.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
I guess no one cares about Destiny. We'll keep moving. You guys remember the original Xbox controller?
Mm-hmm.
The Duke?
The Duke?
The Duke? Yes, Kevin is holding his hands apart like he's holding a puppy or something. It's coming back. Boys, who wants to buy $70? Get your pre-orders in now.
Why?
Remember when the black and white buttons, where we did have bumpers and instead we had black and white buttons way up on the top?
Yeah.
You could relive that fun now.
I don't get it.
I mean,
Wasn't that regarded as one of the worst controllers ever because it was so big and heavy and clunky? And
you might be thinking of the N64 controller,
Well,
but
that's
that's also
true.
pretty bad.
Come on, let's not badmouth the N64 controller. That thing was perfect.
That thing,
Well.
the original Xbox controller is like it has to be one of the only controllers that you could beat a man to death with. Like that thing is at least fucking 5 pounds.
I mean, other than like fighter game fight sticks.
yeah, I guess we put enough work in, you can kill someone with anything. But
I guess.
like, why is a very good question. Why is it going to be wired only? I don't have the answer to that on this.
I would hope not.
I hope so.
If they're gonna make
with
this controller, they should at least make it fucking wireless.
No, wired only with the like the breakaway.
Oh god!
The little like
when like you
1
try
foot
and you
section.
get too into it and you accidentally yank it out. Pain in the ass.
Oh man, I honestly might get one just for the original
problem.
Xbox. Yeah, I don't know.
You're the problem.
Listen,
man.
white changed your grenade, black turned on your flashlight and Halo. That's how you play.
Only buttons you need.
Yeah, 6 on the front. That's what I say. Claw grip. So you got to hit the black and the white up there. You guys like Mario Tennis?
I do like Mario Tennis.
There's a new Mario Tennis coming to the Switch.
I saw that. With
Yes.
a story mode.
Oh, really? Even I didn't see that.
Yep.
Oh, weird.
Because that's what that last one was. The last one was horrible because
The Wii U one.
it didn't have anything.
Ultra Smash?
There
or
wasn't
something
even
like
like a tournament mode, or it just was. Here, you could play tennis, and sometimes you can get a mushroom and be gigantic, and you cannot lose because you're massive and cover the whole court.
that? Oh. Well, that sounds...
But this one actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. There's no information on it other than it's out in spring 2018 for the Switch, so I pulled the back of the box. Mario steps onto the court in classy tennis garb for intense rallies against a variety of characters in full-blown tennis battles. Full-blown tennis battles.
I'm not even sure what that is trying to tell me.
Kevin, new wrinkles in tennis gameplay will challenge your ability to read an opponent's position and stroke to determine read an opponent's position and stroke to determine which shot will give you the advantage. That was confusing.
Nice use of inflection.
Yeah,
there.
it sounds like you might have to read their position, and also you might have to stroke.
I mean, we'll be doing that anyway because this game is going to be so great.
Yeah. Oh, and here you go. First story mode since Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Advance. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Which, I mean, in its defense, from what I saw in the video, story mode is just like a oh, you're gonna play Boo in this one,
Oh.
and then now you're gonna go over. It's just like
ladder.
it's a game board essentially, and you're moving up, and now there's a boss, the giant Koopa.
Yeah.
But I mean, in between every fight, you'll have a little trash talk section where they're like, "Hey,
hey,
Boo,
fuck you,
what are you gonna do if I just hit this tennis ball right through you?
Yeah.
What's up now?
It's true.
King Boo. That's my go-to in tennis
Is it?
because the man can teleport.
Ghost can't hold a racket.
He does. If he can wear a crown, he can hold a racket. Kevin, do you know who Tyler 1 is? He's a League of Legends streamer. We might not talk about the story if you don't know who he is.
I'm pretty sure I heard about it when it first happened.
2016
like when he first
was
got
when he was
banned.
banned. Yeah.
But I haven't paid anything attention to it since then.
His claim to fame was he's a pro who trolls all the time.
Yeah, every single game.
Yeah, very toxic. Would purposely lose games to piss his team off. That type of shit. So he got banned indefinitely, as you should. Especially when you're out there like, I'm a very popular streamer promoting this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Riot reversed his ban. The man can play League of Legends again. And on day one of his stream being turned back on, he broke the record for the most people ever watching a single streamer at one time with like 500,000, just under 500,000 people.
Jesus.
386,000 or something like that.
Holy.
I mean, did he immediately go back to the things that got him banned?
I don't think so, because I'm sure Riot is watching him like a hawk. He wore like Draven. I don't know. He came out all shirtless and dressed up
Cosplay
like
and
Draven.
stuff,
yeah.
But I mean, Riot they've been doing this for years. They've been doing it since fucking. Interestingly enough, I logged on to League a couple days ago and played a couple games, and they redid their like interface so that you can go and see when you've purchased certain things. Like you can go in and see all your skins you purchased and when you got them. So I was scrolling through there and it's like, okay, well, you got 4 new skins in 2017, and in 2016 you got 2 new skins. 2015 you played a little bit more, you got 7 skins. 2014, 13, blah, blah, blah. Back to 2012, I think it was. And it's like, oh, in 2012, you got 172 skins.
That's
I'm like, ooh, yeah,
fantastic.
that sounds about right.
I spent $8,000 on League of Legends that year.
But yeah, I mean, they've been doing this for the longest time.
Why would they unban him?
Because that's their policy. There was
Look how many eyes they got watching this thing on their name.
I guess.
He's the bad
there was
boy.
one, and I don't remember his name,
Heel.
but he was banned. I want to say, fuck. Oh, it's gonna bug me now because it's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, he was banned in like 2012 for being super toxic, and he was touted as, like, when he wasn't being toxic, he was touted as one of the best junglers in the world. So he was poised to go on all these teams and poised to get picked up by everyone. XJ9, that's his name. And he got banned, and so everyone was like, "Oh shit, what's going on? He's not going to be able to be picked up on teams. His career's over." And it was the same kind of thing. Like 2 years later, they unbanned him. He started playing again.
Yeah.
Turns out he sucks now. So
yeah,
nobody cared.
Hopefully Tyler 1 sucks and nobody cares.
And yeah, that
it's
could
shitty,
be...
man. He actively advocates ruining the game.
Has he streamed again since his return?
Yes, and
it's gone down.
He's
assume.
on he's on good behavior now.
But
So
that's the thing, though. It's like
guess-
it's the whole thing. Like, do you think people can change?
Well, and how many people watched him because he did that?
A large majority.
So if he stops doing that, his viewers are probably going to go down because he just becomes another.
Well, because
streamer.
the people who were watching him were all the shitbag teenagers
That
who were
like
like,
that.
"Oh, I would do this too, but I've had 14 accounts banned, so I guess I'll just watch this guy do it instead."
Yeah, it sends a bad message, man. You'll never get banned from League of Legends forever. Do whatever the fuck you want. You'll always get unbanned if you're
But
popular.
that's
enough,
the thing,
I guess.
though. 613 days. That's a huge ban.
That's not indefinite. That's not even 2 years.
It's almost 2 years.
I
It's
guess
like
that's a very different than indefinite.
indefinite doesn't mean forever.
You're right. You're right. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
So, I think lifetime bans are a terrible thing in everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
You believe in second chances.
absolutely. And Tyler 1 deserves his second chance. If he screws it up, sure, give him a lifetime ban.
It was strange too because AGDQ was on this week, and usually that just trumps everything else on Twitch. But even that couldn't take away from his huge viewership.
Interestingly, I've been every time I log on Twitch, because I log on maybe once a day and see what's going on, maybe watch a stream for 20, 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Usually before I go to work in the morning. But AGDQ hasn't been number one on any of the days that I've logged on.
Really? It was for a few days when I was watching.
Not a single time. Every time, both PUBG and League of Legends, and sometimes Hearthstone was above it.
Overwatch 2 now, because
Yeah,
that Overwatch League
2. There's
just
a big
started.
Overwatch League going on. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is the kickoff.
But yeah, it's not bringing in all the eyes that it used to.
No. Have you seen that Overwatch League set?
I did.
It's dope.
Yeah.
It's the best set in esports, man. They have a giant like circle on the ceiling that fills up with each team's color depending on like how many objectives they're getting. And apparently that thing is all manually controlled. Apparently there's a man somewhere controlling the giant circle. He is the hero of the goddamn Overwatch League.
That'd be the sweetest job ever. Okay, you have 6 buttons. All your job is to press these buttons in the correct order.
Yep.
God help you if you're a little slow though. It's a beautiful set. That Overwatch thing is weird.
Yeah.
That's all the news I got.
All exciting though.
Yeah, I'd say.
I mean, except for that Destiny 2.
It's right after Christmas. There's no news happening.
Nope.
It's the lull. Podcast at talkingreckless.com is an email address where you could write some emails or drop them on the subreddit r/talkingreckless. I did that thing I like to do where I didn't make the thread for people to post questions, so nobody posted them. So we got no emails this week. But please join us here this last half of the show. Your chance to get your voice heard. Tell us what you thought of Life is Strange. Loved it? Hated it? Don't tell us if you hated it.
Yeah. just
Only loved it, yeah.
Keep your goddamn opinion to
That's
yourself.
right.
I would be. I
Only
think
hashtag Team Chloe in this house.
I would be surprised if anybody actually fully hated that game.
I sort of
I could see
wouldn't.
disliking it,
If you were cool
but
on
it's
the
still
first
a
game.
fun game. Like, it's still the same concept without
Yeah.
the reversing of time.
Yeah. Yeah, if you were medium on the first game, I could see how you'd be like, no thanks. Without the time thing, this is...
That whole burn thing was kind of dumb. I didn't really.
Really? You didn't like that instead of time traveling, you had shit talk
You
as your
used to use
superpower?
your wit.
I actually
I gotta break into this bank
almost every
vault.
time that I had an option to use the shit talking or
Gotta.
to do it a different way, I did it a different way.
What? I didn't know you had the option. Every
Yeah.
time it gave me shit talk option, I'd just crack my knuckles, crack my neck. All right, let's do
Did you
this.
fail any of them?
You
No.
can't.
You can if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
very
No,
bad.
you can't.
You can. You totally can.
I failed one.
There were 3. I did 3 of them. I perfected the first 2, and then the last one was when you were in the building or in the office looking for the money and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
like that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Elliot comes in, and you have to alert 911 about him.
Yeah.
My first response to, what are you doing here? Oh, you mean at 1232 Birmingham Road in the office right now?
Being threatened against my will?
Yeah, Brando screwed that one up too.
Yeah.
Had to throw the statue through the window to
Yeah.
set the alarm off.
Oh, really? That's how
Yeah.
that goes?
Yeah, so yeah,
He
you
figures it out, and you just like,
Yeah, he goes and grabs your phone, and then
Then
you're
the
like,
alarm
oh,
goes.
just smash. Because, yeah, you pick it up,
That's
and he's
pretty
like, what, are you resorting to violence? Are you going to hit me over this disagreement? I'm like, actually, no. I'm gonna throw it through the window and set the alarm off. But, yeah, I have no idea what would have happened if you would have got through that one successfully.
I got through it.
yep, me too.
The cops show up, and you, like, skirt your way around it, basically.
Yeah, you run just at like cops show up, and he like turns to look out the window.
And you piece.
And you get out, you grab the money and get the fuck out of there.
Oh,
so
and
that
he just
gets
stays
arrested.
there with the cops.
Leave
Oh, that's
behind your
pretty
eye.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes, podcast at talkingreckless.com or r/talkingreckless. Join us here on the show. Follow the show on Twitter. We're Talk Reckless Pod. Be sure to listen to our brother show, the Sat Pod. You guys are back on the air.
yeah. We have a new episode up right now with myself and PW Hall of Famer Big Bad Boris, and also next week we will be starting off our Rumble pool with details on that. There's 2 Royal Rumble matches this year, so that means
Shit.
2 pools.
Uh-oh.
Twice as much excitement.
Which is good because we had a lot of ties over the past couple of years that we've been doing this thing. So I think
Yeah.
what we're going to do is take a combined point total from each Rumble pool.
Okay.
And that will hopefully separate a lot of people on the leaderboard.
Who's current women's champion?
Charlotte.
Charlotte
Oh.
and Alexa.
I was going to say.
I
I was going to say Charlotte's going to win the Rumble, but if she's the champion, she can't.
Asuka's going to win the Rumble, you mark.
No, she's
I'm
not.
the mark. I'll get my picks in at some point. When's the deadline for that?
The
Soon.
day of the show,
Okay, great.
before the show starts. Once the
Yeah.
show starts, you can't submit anymore. And you for that pool, you want to wait probably as long as you can because they're going
See
to
what
announce.
shakes out.
if somebody is announced as the number 1 entrant, then you actually have to pick the number 2, and et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, just listen to this week's podcast, which will be out on Thursday, and we'll have the details on it.
Satpod.podbean.com. Kevin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll keep her short and sweet here. Warren Barris, thanks so much for joining us here in the greatest year in human history. I don't know if you knew that, 2018.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're talking reckless. You're Matt Eads, greatest year in human history.
It's going to be like the 1 month and 3 day of Matt Eads, actually.
We'll see. We'll be back here next week. I'll also turn the mics on then. Woo! Again, sorry for last week. I feel really bad about that. It'll be episode 210 of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then.
We're playing Mario Party at the Grand Show. Yay.
No, we're not supposed to say that again.
That was too funny.
Literally, as it's coming out, I'm like, oh, fuck.
It's like, wait a minute.
It's the second time I've done that, I think.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Anybody talking in the comments? Any comments?
Yeah, somebody popped in a little late. Oh, Big Dick Harambe popped in a little late.
Oh.
Something
Big Dick Harambe.
I miss the Harambe.
He's here, man. He's here right now.
He's with all of us.
BDH is here. Not just in spirit, also physically.
I forgot. Big Dick Harambe. Yo, boy.
Oh, man. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to turn this off and take extra steps to make sure it all saves properly this week. And that's all I got to say.
Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Oh.
I will see you guys next week, and maybe even between the weeks. I don't know. Hopefully, Dungeons and Dangles is back on regularly.
PUBG
Yeah,
tomorrow.
for sure.
PUBG tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely.
On Thursday, for sure.
Dungeons and Dangles back on.
I actually was sitting on my couch relaxing, and I'm like, man, this fucking feels wrong.
Weird.
Like, my Thursday is not supposed to be doing nothing. My Thursday is supposed to be streaming.
Yeah,
And it felt weird to not do it.
that's good. We got it in you.
Yeah.
We'll see you all around. Thanks so much. Too sweet. Too sweet.